Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne with Back to Earth Creations, and in this video I want to show you how we do one of our green combination tie-dyes. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now before we get started, we do sell our tie-dyes at backtoearthcreations.com/tie-dye. There will be a link to where you can find our tie-dyes for sale down in the video description, but you can also sign up for our free newsletter to get notifications for whenever we have new videos, and we also are taking custom orders. That was what I wanted to talk about. On our, currently it's our malachite tie-dyes, but if you're watching this in the future, be sure to keep an eye out for what we might be taking custom orders on in the future. So now we will get started. So I have tied one of our festival style skirts with sinew into a spiral pattern where the top of the skirt is the center of the spiral, and then the edges of the skirt are, the far edges of the spiral. And here my niece Maddie is actually helping me under my direction, or micromanaging. She did a really good job putting up with me, but she is applying in, I'm not sure which color is which, but we stained this with sage green, Kelly green, better blue green, and dark green, and each of these are the Procion natural fiber dyes from Dharma Trading. So I did do a soda ash soak for 30 minutes before tying the top or the dress. This one can actually be worn in a couple of different ways, and she's just beefing up a little bit more of the dye. She's so good, y'all. Her technique with carefully sprinkling the dye, she is so much more accurate than I am, and like meticulous. And sometimes, it'll get away from you, but that's part of the beauty of the tie-dye, I think, is the kind of just, gravity participated, and now it looks like this. Now this is actually, I think we did the Kelly green, and then the darker green, and then edged it in the Kelly green. And now we're coming through with, or maybe this is the dark green. I don't know, but it's very pretty and I love it. And it's such an interesting pattern. I can't wait to show y'all how this comes out. And now applying this same, I'm pretty sure this is the dark green, but applying the same dark green around the circumference of the spiral tie, I think is very, very cool. And we do have this sped up to 5 times speed. And whenever we tie the spiral, there's like the surface, the underside that was flat against the surface, and then the top where we can see it where we tie it. I really hope that makes sense. Well, in either way, we put it with the flattest side up, and for me that's usually the side that's on the table when I'm tying it. And now here Maddie is going through with the sage green and just applying it quite generously with a strainer to kind of like, dust the whole thing in the pigment. And I think that does a really great job, and the strainer does a really good job of, it's stainless steel, so it washes off really well. And now for this one here, Maddie had tied these up into geodes. This top, I think there's actually 2 tops on top, but I'm only going to be focusing on the geode tie on one of them. And I'm going through, sorry, you can hear my turtles wrestling. I'm going through and I'm applying the sage green, and then some of the Kelly green, and some of the better blue green as well. And then here we come through with the dark green. And I used cotton balls to stuff in between some of the crevices where I just couldn't get the fabric packed in all nicely, so that the dye and the ice wouldn't just be falling through. So if you see stuff that looks like weird little cotton balls, that's all that is. And now we are putting in a bunch of ice. This is like fun ice from like Brahms, I think. And we want to make sure that we have a good thick layer over all of it, and then we're applying more sage green to percolate down and through. And I did apply more soda ash, about a tablespoon's worth, on top of the ice. And here you can see it melting down in a time lapse. And here you can see this is real time, the dye dripping through the water as it percolates through. Alrighty, y'all, it is the next day. These dyes have been sitting long enough for spiders to build webs over them. But that is how they're looking. And then we've got some muck dyes down in the bottom. So let's go get them rinsed out in the sink and see how they look. There we go. Because this way it breaks it up like by top.
Yeah. Now, is this one? Which one's this?
I don't know. Okay.
That one's the other one.
Yeah. Yep.
I feel like we'll be able to tell the difference.
Oh, look at how beautiful it is running down the sides, though.
Yeah.
Because there's something called doing a gravity dye. And we'll have to check those out, because I think it gets a really cool effect.
Yeah. Then, is this the sinew or rubber bands?
Rubber bands.
Okay, so this is the dress.
Yes.
I want to say this is... No, that's sinew.
It is, but I tied it like real loose.
Okay.
So this is actually going to be perfect for cutting off.
I think this is just the same.
Okay.
I think so, 'cause I think we did the dress. And I think we did. We'll see.
We will see.
This already looks a whole lot bluer.
Yeah. And this is the side that was sitting in the bottom.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas this is the dye side.
I'm so excited.
Me too. Oh my gosh. Future Vana again doing the voiceover. I start by rinsing out with cold water to get all of the soda ash out of the shirts, and then you can see the bin in the left. I have some other tie-dyes soaking with just some Blue Dawn dish soap in some very, very hot water. And I just rinse and rinse and rinse. The water in our sink comes out at about 150 degrees Fahrenheit. We keep our water heater quite high so that we can do this very effectively, and that hot water is just rinsing it out really well and hopefully helping the dyes to set. And they sat, I think we had mentioned, overnight. And I really enjoy the washing process. Alrighty guys, so this is how the skirt came out. Well, you can wear it as a skirt or you guys. Okay, so this definitely is the coolest dress ever, and I will not hear otherwise. But just look at that spin and the colors on it. Maddie did such a good job with her meticulous application. As we saw previously in the video, it totally translated through into these beautiful kind of radiant outward spiralings. So yeah, so this is this one as worn up top, and I've got short little legs, so it's really nice to be able to have the option to not have to wear this as a full-length skirt. And this is one of our large asymmetrical tunic tops, and I'm going to be honest, it's pretty tight on my arms and I'm not quite able to reach forward as much as I would personally like, but that's because I usually wear like a 2XL at least. So just the fact that this top fits me at all, I'm pretty okay about. But this is how the top looks, and this is how the skirt looks as like an actual proper skirt. And again, it's just gorgeous and so much fun, and I love tie-dye so much. So let me know what you think down in the comments. If y'all have any questions, comments, or ideas, I'd love to hear them. If you have. So that is how those tie-dyes turned out, y'all. I absolutely love them. Both of those actually ended up going home with our niece Maddie, because that was, part of the deal of her internship, as we help her learn how to make tie-dyes, and she helps us. She gets to keep whatever she wants. So it's a pretty sweet deal, but I love how they came out, and we will be repeating that colorway and those designs and sizes and styles on our website, backtoearthcreations.com. So be sure to check that out. Sign up for our free newsletter, and I will see y'all next time. So let me know your comments, questions, and ideas down below. I do love hearing from you guys. And until next time, y'all, happy crafting. Mwah. Bye.